Pleasure. You know, we are all having background in Bharat. So in India, in good old days, when there was an election meeting, you know, the Prime Minister or the Chief Speaker will come late. So there will be Gram Panchayat, Sarpanch will talk first, then the Jilla Parishad will talk first, then the people will talk, and finally the main speaker will come. In our Ayurveda conference, it is the other way around. Now the water for the tea is done. There are no more tea bags available. Now Dr. Aparna Bapat wants me to get you people all out of this hall before 5. That's why she said, you go, please, and do the work so that everybody will walk out quickly. And that's what I'm going to do. So it's very interesting. You know, there is a beautiful Sanskrit saying which says, Nabhisheko na samskaraha sihasya kriyate vanai vikramajita arjisya swayameva mrugendrata. I think those who are practicing Ayurveda, if they want to become the Mrugendra, they will have to fight for themselves, correct? Am I making sense? So you will have to create your own rules and do whatever it is and find out the niche area where you are going to be successful and impacting the world. Second thing is very interesting. Yesterday I was talking about it, and you know, people have a feeling that we are complementary or we are alternative. If you look at the number of people who are using herbal drugs, no modern medicine, it counts to almost 4 billion people of the population, which is 7.5 billion. So now what is alternative? Alternative is modern medicine. Am I making sense or I am not making sense? Alternative is modern medicine. Because when you started walking, it was your normal process. Then the bike came. So bike was alternative for the walking. Then the car came. Car became alternative for the bike. And then the plane came. Plane became alternative to it. Why? We are doing the other way around. Anything which comes later became mainstream, and all the things which were there existing became alternative. So this mindset has to be changed around, and we need to work it out. So, you know, my talk is on nutraceutical for chronic diseases. It is a boon. And I have a nice PowerPoint presentation I will share with you all, but we have a time limit, 5 o'clock. She asked me to get you people out, so I won't use that. But you know, today there is a great opportunity for Ayurveda to grow. One of the best things which is happening for us, and I am part of, you know, the research group. In 2003, the genomic revolution, genomic studies were completed, and we started understanding the impact of drug at the cellular and molecular level. Now, I will tell you a very nice thing. When I did my PhD, the best instrument which was available for me was calorimeter. And the cheapest drug which was available for me was aspirin. And that's why my whole PhD work, I got the PhD, but today if I submit the PhD, they will throw it in garbage. Same thing happened with the modern medicine also. I worked in a company where you must have seen the Walgreen products. There is a Delsum, you have seen. Grape flavored Delsum is available in Walgreen. Always when you see the product, remember me, because I was the one who developed it. But if you take that product again back to the FDA and say that you approve it, they will dump it in the garbage. But that was approved 40 years back, so it is a father, you know, godfather product they call it. It still works very well. And that's why this science is changing. And people dump herbal drug or medicine Western world because they were very successful in showing that, oh, this is the germ. This causes the disease. And you take an antibiotic, it goes away. Acute diseases were successfully treated. And they are very successful. If you know the history of that, penicillin was one which was accidentally found out. And subsequently sulfanilamide came, and the Second World War warriors, they got sulfanilamide, they could treat the patient on the war field, and that's why the production came, capsule, tablet, all those things. But if you look at the use of medicine, as I mentioned, 4 billion people use herbal drug because modern medicine is not accessible to them. I was in Liberia and I worked with the Liberian government, and I was so lucky that before Hillary Clinton contested, I got Clinton's foundation, then they closed the foundation. If you know the history, it's very interesting. But anyway, so whole of the Liberia they have a lot of medicine, but that don't go to the people in the villages. They die because of diarrhea and all those things, because there are no roads. And it is very interesting to see that the whole world used to use herbal drugs, rasayana, all different traditional medicinal systems. They were existing there, they were surviving. So if you look at my books, which I have published, almost 30-35 books in the area of nutraceuticals and rasayanas, and best part is that the first chapter when we wrote, it was written by one of the vice chancellor of Ayurved, Jamnagar College, Ram Harsha Singh. He was a very well-known Ayurved doctor. Am I going to, oh, sorry.
Yes, fine.
No, I am not accustomed to all these things.
No problem.
My apology. So, okay, now I am here.
I use the alternate.
Yeah. So, Ram Harsha Singh wrote the first chapter which said nutraceuticals in antiquity, and he claimed that nutraceuticals, it is not a new thing. It was known to the community world, and it was very commonly used all over the world, not only Ayurveda, but also African traditional medicine. All other medicines have used that. And this is where the things come into picture. But the opportunities are coming because I will tell you the new science which is developed. Now you can understand and you can really study the impact of Ayurvedic medicine on cellular level. And my personal experience is that I used to work on, every Indian scientist who doesn't do Ayurveda works on turmeric. Because that is the sure shot anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and it gives you very good results. I have seen under the microscope where you treat the synaptic connections of the neuronal cells, and you can virtually see the expansion of synaptic connections happening when you treat it with the nanoparticles of curcumin-based nanoparticles. We have published the paper also. So new science is now very helpful to us. If we get into that, now you will understand that your Ayurvedic drug, how they will work at cellular level, molecular level, how they will affect. There are 6,000 proteins which are present in the one cell, how they mutate the thing and how it can help you in disease mitigation or disease treatment, disease prevention. And this is the best way now that if we can collaborate with people who are working in this area, genomics or multi-omics area, it will help us to really strengthen the usefulness of Ayurveda for human treatment. And other good part is that whether you want it or not, I always tell my students, I teach nanotechnology, I tell my students whether you want it or not, we are going to live more than 100 years because we are not going to let you die. New technologies and medical sciences are developing so much so that 30 years back somebody said that I have a cancer, we all used to count that abhi kab leke jana hai. Find out 4 people to carry the dead body. Now it is not like that. Now it is cancer, nobody is scared of cancer because the new technology has changed. So now it is a time to identify what is our position in the global scenario with the advanced technology. And best part is that as the people are living longer, there is enough time for the cells to mutate. So a lot of people show cancer, all different types of diseases are there, chronic diseases, and where we have a strength. Ayurveda can treat chronic diseases. There is very little, I have a very beautiful slide which will show you that the cardiovascular new drugs are almost stagnant. There are no new drugs. If you look at metformin is the only one which gives really good diabetes treatment. They have come up with several diabetic drugs, but metformin is the only one. Like that, if you talk to any Pfizer person who is in the research and development, they are running out of their pipeline drugs. And they are putting a lot of efforts in going to Amazon jungle to find out new lead compounds in the, and even a lot of people are working on Ayurvedic products to find out which are good lead compounds so that we'll be able to come up with a $1 billion product. Because I work in the industry and that industry had a minimum marketing requirement. If it is less than $500 million, they used to dump it. And that's where the mindset goes. So today, if we can utilize to find out how Ayurvedic treatments can be studied under the multi-omics technology, because at a time you can analyze 1,000 and more wells with one protein and see what is happening, and you can tell that Ayurvedic drug which is used in proteomics is changing the structure of these proteins. Now another thing which is there, that in chronic diseases, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, ALS, all sorts of diabetes also, we have a lot of opportunity there to help and work with the modern people who are working. Third thing, we are sitting in this university. In last 5 years, if you see the number of emails we are getting is on microbiome. When they studied the blue zones of the world, they found out that all the people who are living 100+ years have taken probiotics in some or other way. Our Kannadigas, those who are from Karnataka, Majjiga Anna, Mushroom Anna. Without that, no Uta. Means without the curds and without the dahi or yogurt, there is no food. So the kind of food even, we inculcated the Ayurvedic principles in our food, and that's why Indian people suffer less percentage-wise for colon cancer, because turmeric. And this is where what we would like to do is to try to find out how we can build up the whole thought process of Ayurvedic science using the new technologies. Because when I did my PhD, as I said, the technology was not there. Today, and we feel sad, oh my, it's a curcumin has some 36 curcuminoids. There is no technology which can analyze all the 36 curcuminoids. It is not the fault of Ayurveda. It is not, the technology is not available. Few years back, technology was not available, we were not knowing even, I am a professor of nanotechnology. Nanotechnology in and out, we know it is there. But we didn't have the transmission electron microscopy, scanning electron microscopy, or different types of technologies to understand nanotechnology. Now suddenly everybody is talking about nanotechnology, and we all who work in the university, they need grants, otherwise, so it becomes a key word. But now the world has changed. People are talking about picograms. So I used to organize a conference called Nano is too big because it has got too many applications. But now the scientists are saying that nano is too big because big size, because they work on picograms. Once we go in picogram, you will find that Ayurveda has a great future, because then you will be able to tell that we have 100 components in one thing, and even though we can analyze the component, find out it at what cellular level or what molecular level, how it is working, how the mutation is prevented, how the cancer can be treated with some of the traditional systems. And that's where chronic diseases is a great idea for us, and the more we study with this new technology, I think it will have a great impact on utilization of Ayurveda as a mainstream, not alternative, not complementary, but mainstream treatment system. And that is where I wish we all should work in that direction, that make sure if somebody says that Ayurveda is a complementary or alternative, stop him there and tell him that something is now, you don't know English correctly. And now we are in America, it's a democracy, so we can tell even our vice president couldn't write the spelling of potato, if you remember the vice president. So it's not a problem. So I think there is a great time for all of us. We should use this new technology. Chronic diseases are an area where you are going to get more and more patients, because people are living longer and longer and longer, and automatically there will be things. And there are certain single, I will give you a very good example. We have a nursing home right across the road, and that nursing home, one of our Indian person works there. And what they do is, I should not say it is a scandal, But what happens is once you get into nursing home, they know they sign up so that all your 401k go with them. And that's why they start taking medicine. So second medicine, third medicine, fourth medicine, take 15 medicine. Because of that 15 medicine, there is a side effect, so treat with another medicine. And like that, they go on keeping new medicines. One simple technology our Dr. Taiwara used to have, he said that, if there is a problem, some of the problems can be easily solved, side effect, just by giving hot water in the night, and next day toilet is okay, half of your problems are solved. And that, it's very simple thing, and like that there are so many simple solutions which we need to propagate. And I think there is a great future for us. But we have to remember Nabhisheko no samskara. When lion in jungle, nobody does his crowning system or put him on the throne and declare him king. We have to declare ourselves as the mainstream medical practice. Once we declare ourselves mainstream medical practice, today the world is changing. People are very open to new things. Lot of physicians are open, and I quoted yesterday, but I quote again that there was a Stanford professor who was a medical doctor. He made it very clear, I don't care. And that's what Dr. Ambus Kumar was saying, what patient thinks. Ultimately, what is the patient getting? So the Stanford doctor said that if my patient is getting disease free by any pathy, I am open to it. This type of openness can definitely help us on doing the thing. Is it fine, Papa? Almost fine? Did I work as per your anything? Shall I?
You have 3 minutes, you have 20 minutes.
You have any questions for me?
Yes, I have a question.
Please.
Okay, I'll just speak up. You speak of this new science, yes? Ayurvedic with this new science coming up. What do you think of artificial intelligence? And as far as them maybe contradicting?
There is a whole panel on this tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
Good question.
But I have a suggestion for you.
Yes, yes.
Kindly Google your question. If you don't get the answer, sue the Google. And once you get the compensation, 50% is my advice invoice. We'll work together.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
And do you think it will take...
how much time we have? 5 minutes?
You got 5 minutes.
5 minutes are there?
Yes, sir.
I will request Dr. Jayant Lokhande because he wanted to tell you why chronic diseases and how Ayurveda can help you in understanding how to diagnose chronic diseases and why it is an area where we should work. And I have a request to all of you. I am submitting a series proposal because I am series editor for nutraceuticals, but I am going to submit a proposal for nutraceuticals in bracket Rasayana for chronic diseases, and it will be a 10 or 15 book series, and I would like to address every place disease there, chronic disease in that. So Dr. Lokhande will tell us more about the Nidana and all the things, where we go there from. And thank you very much. God bless you. And he looks very smart, so we will have to
You know what, today everyone is putting me on the spot. Hey. Okay.
You look like the Einstein of Ayurveda.
I am. Anyway, so 5 minutes? Great. Yeah. So the whole concept is that Rasayana Vidya, in Ashtanga Ayurveda, Rasayana is one of the link. The thing is that we can macroscopically divide the entire Rasayana as a therapy in 2 ways. One is whole and one is systemized. And we know certain herbs already from the ethical text that okay, this could strengthen this particular system. For example, Pimpari can strengthen the entire respiratory or pranava system. Gokshura can be good for the kidney and all that stuff. However, this is my personal opinion. It depending on the sukshma abhyas, the microscopic study of every herb, that every herb can act as rasana, not only few. Not only few. The point is how. Now, yes, we have certain methodology, we have certain investigation to claim that as rasayan. However, it requires a different approach altogether. And the most important part that has been discussed in Ayurveda vividly is apunarbhava chikitsa. This is reversal, not even this is reversal, but the one step ahead, that how I can make such effort that the disease won't again recur again. That is most fascinating for me. And I think that apunarbhava chikitsa for chronic disorders, it becomes chronic because it has not been treated properly to the point that intervention still continues, right? That's why it becomes jirna, or the chronic disorder. Now I think the rasayana aspect of every element of the herb or whatever the material we can consider into can be converted into that element where we are not even treating the disease, but we are reversing it. Okay, so we want to discuss that concept in a very elaborate way through this series of the books. And of course, anyone and everyone is welcome to share their thoughts and all that. We will definitely get all the chapters properly organized in that way. The problem with the chronic disorder is that how to measure the therapeutic index. Say diabetes, mellitus, type 2 or whatever, chronic, but then we have certain interventional technique. But then how we measure that, okay, this particular technique is more value oriented than the other, and all that stuff. However, the nutraceutical mode of delivery is the most consumer friendly. That's again, I think, and we can definitely make a better impact through that. Now, there's a little bit esoteric aspect to it. In one of the Upanishads, it clearly said that how we have resulted in the humanness. What is the process of the origin, right? So they said that Akasha Vayu is Tejas Apa, Apa Prithvi, after Prithvi, Aushadha, Anna, Annamayam Purusha. Means the Aushadhi comes before Anna in the cascade, right? So Anna and Aushadhi combination basically give that identity to the Purusha. On that note, the Rasayana Chikitsa always have two aspects, Anna and Aushadhi. We only focus on Aushadhi. Okay, Amla is a Rasayana, Indica is a Rasayana. But what food you take with that? Okay, there's a very prominent therapy given in Shakti called Kuti Praveshik Rasayana, and I have personally done that. But the way it is done, the way it is written, is a totally different kind of a practice in today's context, because whatever is being written that time, you really cannot implement today. Okay, but there are certain aspects that for the 50 days course, what you eat every day, what you consume every day, what kind of thought process you have every day, and that entirely culminates into that rasayana kind of effect. So it is very fascinating. It requires a little bit deep research into it, chintan. But I am very sure that to begin with, we can take maybe 108 herbs from Ayurved text, is a sacred number. And we can define that, okay, if you process this herb through this technique, then it may become rasayana. So that's the end goal. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone. Great presentations and great audience. We have like a small announcement. We have Dr. Shan Lakshmanan of Siddhaveda University. Is he here?
Yeah.
Okay, so he wanted to do a presentation today, but because of the time constraint, we could not fit him in today's schedule. We have to leave the premises by 5. So we are going to have his Marma demonstration session. It's going to be very interesting, very practical, tomorrow at 1 p.m. So I'm sure you want to invite any of your family, friends, anybody that you want to bring in. Tomorrow 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. is open to all. So anybody can come in, they do not require registration. 1 to 5 p.m. is open to all, and we will have a lot of good presentations and great presenters here. And one of them will be Dr. Shan, who is going to give us some practical demonstration and experience. So we are going to experience what he will show us, especially in pain management and I think eyesight. Right? Thank you very much.
We got 4 minutes.
We have 4 minutes. Okay, you want to say something?
No.
I think they are pretty strict about the closing time.